What's up, YouTube? Absolutely Cichlids here. It's been a long time. I'm not gonna lie. I really want to apologize to everybody for it being so long since another video. It's been a few months. So I'm going to fix that. It's been a long time. I've had a lot of stuff going on. I've been reorganizing and working on my fish room. As we go through this walkthrough / update tour, whatever you want to call it, I ain't come up with a name for it yet. You'll notice that I have a lot less tanks set up than what I used to have. And no, I'm not getting rid of tanks. I'm taking down a bunch of my smaller tanks. I'm really trying to make room for bigger tanks and some of my bigger fish, as like these fish you were seeing here, which can get a pretty decent size as they get older. Not only that, I mean, school's kind of slowing me down a little bit, but also, which this isn't really a bad thing, it was actually fantastic. It was awesome. We just got back from the ACA convention. It was last weekend, Thursday through Sunday, as a lot of you may know, and it was my first convention ever. Any sort of fish, I've never been to. I'm not a part of any fish club. There's really none around where I live. I've never been to any other convention, I mean anything like that, so this was pretty much an all-around first for me, and it was fantastic. I highly advise it to anybody. Any sort of fish convention or club or any sort of get-together where you can be around other hobbyists and talk about what we all really enjoy, I strongly recommend it. It was fantastic. We had an awesome time. Getting down there or up there from here really sucked. On the way, it was supposed to be like a 6-hour drive for us. We were just going to drive it. We take vacations that are longer than that, so we were like, oh, we'll just have fun with it. We'll just take the drive and take a look at all the scenery and everything as we're going down the road, and have a flat tire. So that was a bummer. We got the flat tire fixed, got the donut on, going to look for another tire, and the donut blew. So we were actually stranded on the side of the interstate for 4.5, almost 5 hours before we got back on the road. And we later ended up having somebody actually offered to bring us another vehicle. Like, this is how dead set we were on going to this convention. Somebody actually brought us, come 2.5 hours, and brought us another vehicle just to go to the ACA. So we were super stoked. We left Wednesday at 7 o'clock, and we didn't get to Louisville, Kentucky, to our hotel until like 8:30 Thursday morning. So that's about a 13-hour drive for us. It was about 13 hours total after everything all said and done. So that was kind of rough, but totally worth it in the end. Met a lot of awesome people, learned a lot of cool things. Like I said, guys, I really recommend it. But let's get on to this little tour. I don't want to make this video too awful long. These are Grimodes, which some of you may know that, some of you may not. I don't know. I've been posting a lot of pictures of them. I'm really super excited about them. I've been posting on Instagram, my Facebook page, all that sort of stuff. I got these at one of the auctions at the ACA, and the price was worth it. It was well worth it. But I'm so excited about these little guys. The biggest one right there that you're looking at is probably like 2.5 inches, and they're just full of energy, and they're out pretty much all the time. I've only had them for like 7 days now, like a week total, I'm pretty sure. 6 to 7 days, I'm not sure. They've only been in this tank for 4 days, and they're out running around. not really shy. They hid for the first day or so, but they're out playing around. But they're really cool. Hoping to grow these guys out. Maybe they'll pair off. We'll just see how it goes. But I'm definitely keeping one even if they don't pair off. Really cool fish. We'll move on down to the next tank. This is the Inspillum and redhead topos. They look really bad in this tank. There's no background on this tank, and it's got white sand, and it's really like faded out their color really bad. I'm gonna move them to a different tank and get them off this white sand. Oh my gosh, that just looks horrible on camera. It looks a lot worse on camera than what it does in person. They just look like a bunch of white fish with green eyes. But yeah, these are the Inspillum. This is their tank. They're just kind of chilling. They used to be really shy, but I think they're starting to get out of it. The biggest one, he's probably 5.5 inches. That's not the biggest one. This one right here is the biggest one. But yeah, it's getting pretty decent size, so I think they're kind of getting out of that really shy stage. They are on the bottom row of the tank, which I don't really like doing. It's kind of rough on the fish. They feel a lot of vibrations and stuff, and only see your legs and feet and stuff most of the time. So it will make a fish more shy, in my experiences anyway. But so far, these guys are doing really good. I did work with these fish an exceptional amount because they were so shy. And when I was doing research on them before I bought them, I did read that they were a really shy species. I didn't think it was that bad. But I spent a lot of time just sitting in front of this tank, letting them get used to me, feeding them, letting them know who feeds them, so that they wouldn't always hide whenever somebody walked up to the tank. But that's them. Got to change the substrate. They look horrible. But we'll move on to the next ones. Alright guys, the Triax. I love these guys. They're fantastic. This is an awesome pair of fish. They're doing good. They're in the 125 again. They've been here for quite some time. A couple months. Starting to get settled in. I think they're about to spawn again. Which is okay either way. I don't really care. I'm just so glad that there's no divider. None. For right now. Every once in a while, one or the other will get a little aggressive with the other, and I might put the divider back in for a few days, but as of right now, they've been doing great. Haven't really had to divide them. They got a couple little nicks, or maybe a scale or two that's off, maybe a couple rips or something in the fins. I mean, but it's really nothing major. I just keep up with my water changes, and they heal up fine, and then they live together fine. But they're actually, I really think they're getting ready to spawn. Her stripes are coming in, her belly's really fat, her tube's starting to come down. She's starting to stand her ground more. So I think spawning's coming on. But as of right now, I'm happy with where they are. Just hanging out with each other. But yep, that's the Triax. Doing really good. Hercules. And Pegasus. Awesome pair of fish. Alright, and the next ones we have, boom. These are my black belts. Paratheraps genus. maculicata, something like that. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but the black belt cichlid. And I got 4 of these in this tank. They're still kind of growing out. I'm hoping they'll pair off maybe. I'm pretty sure that one's a female because it's really dark. I'm not going to get them out and try and vent them or anything. I just, whatever happens, happens. Either way, like I said, I'm keeping at least one of these fish, even if they don't pair off, because they're beautiful fish. And I'm pretty sure that's a male. I think I have at least 2 males and the 1 female, I'm pretty sure. And then there's a really small one in here. That one. It's only like maybe 3 inches. I can't really make heads or tails of it. He just hangs out. And he's probably, that little one right there is probably one of the most aggressive and territorial ones in this whole entire tank. Like he doesn't take any crap from any of them. It's really funny to watch it. But that's the black belts. They're doing good. Just hanging out in the 110. Just doing whatever it is they do. Look at the color on that fish right there. Look, won't focus. So many bubbles. Sorry about all the micro bubbles, guys. It's a real pain. But doing good, doing good. We'll move on to the next one. And these are also another new addition to the fish room. I'm gonna pull a chair up because I like looking at these guys. Okay. These are Parachromis motaguense, aka the RTM or red tiger mota. Really cool little guys. They're in the same genus as your Dovi or Dovii. I've heard it pronounced a couple different ways. And also your jaguar cichlids, your motaguense. Same genus. These do not get near as big as a Dovi. They still have quite the attitude, and they are a predatory fish. So they are pretty aggressive. Max size on an adult male, you're probably looking somewhere around the 12 to 13 inch range. I haven't heard of any bigger than that, but I'm sure there's some out there. Yeah, just don't go putting it in the comments, oh well, I got one that's 20 inches. I mean, I'm just giving an average to this species is about 12, 13 inch range. We're just gonna leave it at that. But these guys are really cool. The biggest one in here, that guy right there, he's probably 4 inches, 4.5 inches. Starting to color up really nice. Got some monstrous teeth on a fish that, for any fish that's this size, it's just kind of blown my mind. I haven't really kept any species of fish that like this. I'm not sure if I'm really making any sense. I mean, I have my Triax, I've had other types or other species of Amphilophus, but I haven't really had any species that are as much of a predator as fish in the Parachromis genus. So this is a new first for me. But I'm loving these fish. They're really active, as you can see. I'm gonna have to move them out of this tank pretty soon. Probably give them a couple more months and they'll be getting a bigger tank, but they're doing good for now. Really nice fish. Next are my baby Triax. And they're doing good. There's probably, I think there's about 40 of them in here. 35 to 40. And I'll probably be weeding through some of these again. There's probably 10, 15 in here that are 1 inch, maybe a little over an inch. And then there's some in here that are maybe just now a 1/2 inch. So it's really not fair to the little guys. They're not getting food or anything. They're not really growing. They're kind of stunted. So I might be weeding out this group a little more. But they're doing good. Really liking these guys. They're starting to, some of the bigger ones are starting to get the red eyes in already. But they're growing really good, doing about a 35 to 40% water change on this tank twice a week. 2 times per week. 2. And I've really seen a dramatic difference in growth. So really ecstatic for that. Doing good though. Alright, we'll move on to the next tank. This is the multi-tank, Neolamprologus multifasciatus. That's a mouthful. I show off these fish quite a bit. I really like these guys. Average size for an adult male is probably about 1 3/4 inches. You might see a 2-incher, but that's probably going to be a really big multi. But I got that biggest female right there. She's probably just 1 inch, guys. I mean, they're tiny. They don't get much. They're not much of a fish here, but they are really neat. They're so active. I got these from a friend, and they would always hide. Every time, like, he would even walk in the room and they'd jump into a shell. But I started sitting in front of the tank for a few minutes every day, giving them a little bit of food, just letting them see who is feeding them. And now they're out all the time. Like, I can peck on the glass and they just kind of sit there and wait for food. But really cool. They got a huge personality, and they're actually really aggressive to be so little. I used to have these in a 38-gallon tank with my Leptosoma, and it's a 38-gallon tall tank, so I could kind of divide the two. These guys stay on the bottom. The Leptosoma tend to stay toward the middle or toward the top. And sometimes these guys would actually go up, especially when spawning, and nip at the Leptosoma all the way up to the top of the tank. So they can be quite aggressive. And they got some monster teeth to be so little. If these guys were just a couple inches bigger with teeth like that, I probably would not stick my fingers in the tank. It's kind of ridiculous. But they're really cool. Probably one of my most favorite species of fish. They are Africans. They're Lake Tanganyikan fish. But I love them. Their personality is just awesome. And they're doing good. Over here, I'm not going to talk much about this tank. It's kind of just holding a bunch of Africans that I am trying to get rid of. I can't really say there's a fish that I don't like, but I've kept Africans, especially Malawis, for quite a while, and I'm really just looking to do something different. And that's the great thing about this hobby. Like, it's your own hobby. You can do with it as you want. Whatever is fun to you, that's what you do. And that's what makes this hobby so great. Or any hobby for that matter. It's yours. You do with it as you please. And that's what makes it fun. So, switching it up for a little bit. I got my Triax over a year ago now. And I'm just stuck. I'm stuck on Central American cichlids, and I'm loving it. So I'm gonna stick with that, hang in there with that for a while, having a lot of fun with them. But hopefully I can find a good home for all these guys. But other than that, that's pretty much all I have for you guys. I'm gonna try and start doing more regular videos. I really apologize for it being so long since I put a new video up, but I hope you guys like this one. What is there left to say? I'll go back to the ACA topic. If you ever get a chance to go to any type of convention, club, any sort of gathering in the fish keeping hobby, I strongly recommend it. I had a blast. Me, my brother, and my girlfriend went. Me and my brother are both in the hobby. He's pretty big into it as well. And my girlfriend, she's kind of stuck in it because it's in our basement. But she's got her own tanks upstairs. She got a brackish tank and a 7.5 gallon nano tank that she takes care of. But we had a ton of fun. It was amazing. Really didn't want it to end. We met some awesome new people. Made some really great friends. Waru Joey, the king of DIY, Joey Mullen. Hung out with him a lot this time at ACA. I do believe it was his first ACA convention. But we had an awesome time with him. Sam Garcia Jr. For any of y'all who listen to Pet World Radio, that's him. Awesome guy. Got some amazing drawings. Fantastic artist, guys. He was selling a bunch of his drawings at the show. He even drew a bunch of them while he was there. He done a talk on fish art, and he's a great guy. Really cool, really fun to talk to. Hung out with him some. A lot of the big guys are Rusty Wessel, Ted Judy. Got to talk to some of those people. Rachel O'Leary, some of y'all may know her as Miss Jinxed. She does a lot with crustaceans, invertebrates, that sort of thing. Odd Connings, he pretty much wrote the book on African cichlids. Great guy. A bunch of great people, awesome hobbyists. Pretty much talk to anybody there, no matter whether you keep Africans or South Americans. It doesn't matter. You find something in common. But that's pretty much all I have for you guys. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Let me know what you think about the video. I like replying to comments, so leave your comments below and I will reply to them. And I think that's all I have for you. I'm out, guys.